Hey everyone, Ellie Shostak here, your favorite relationship coach. Yes, you have voted, you have messaged me. I'm allowed to call myself that, so I appreciate it very, very much. And before I begin, I just wanted to make mention that there is an awesome workshop I put together for you in the description below. 4 steps to get into and grow a healthy relationship. Make sure you check it out. I want to discuss with you how to deal with insecurities in a relationship. All right. Now, let's talk about the 3 phases of dating, which we've discussed before. You have the prospecting phase, right? You're just getting to see what's out there. You have the dating phase, which is the first few dates where you're with that person in person. And now you're in the relationship phase. Okay. So you've moved past it. And you are having some insecurities in this relationship, which let's go through some of the common insecurities that people face. First, let's talk about the insecurity that they have with another person, right? So the insecurity could be, are they cheating on me, right? That'll cause me pain. And if it causes me pain, I'm going to be hurt. It won't feel good if they are, and I might be alone again, right? Or it might not have to be as drastic as that. The insecurity could be, what if they're not being truthful to me about something? What if I didn't find out something about them that could cause me pain? Both of those are about things that potentially could cause you pain, which, by the way, is extremely normal. If you're having insecurities about these things, okay, thoughts of, if a person does this, then I'll be in pain, that means your mind is working properly. So, insecurity might not be such a bad thing that people describe it to be. If you're concerned that the other person is doing something which might cause you pain, your brain is working properly because it's trying to prevent you from being in pain. But we need to see if this is a legitimate fear, or how can we go about and deal with it in a way that will bring about the best outcome for ourselves, right? So, again, in dealing with insecurities about the other person, it's trust, cheating. I'm going to find out something about them. And I don't want to ask them, because if I do, then I find out that they're not doing something bad, then I'm going to look stupid. So I'm afraid of bringing it up. All right. Now, we also have common insecurities that you have when it comes to yourself when you're in a relationship. So, the most common insecurity is that you don't feel good enough in some way, right? You don't feel good enough. I'm not good looking enough. All right. I definitely had that concern. I'm not uh, fun. I'm not this. I'm not, right. You feel that you're lacking in some area, and it's internal, or it could be that this relationship is just too good. And things have not gone well for me in the past. So, based on the data that I've received in my brain about previous relationships, the data is telling me something is wrong here, because this is going too well. And if it's going too well, then I'm probably heading for pain. Okay. So something is happening inside you that's causing this insecurity. Either you're feeling the insecurity about the other person, or you feel the insecurity internally. And the common advice that people will give you about how to deal with the insecurity is what? You need to communicate. You need to communicate your insecurity with the other person, right? Wrong. Wrong. If it were that simple, wouldn't you have done that by now? Wouldn't you have communicated it? Why would you be watching this? You know how to deal with it, right? Well, there's something different. There's something different going on here. I like to go to the core of things, right? If you look at the word insecurity, it's the opposite of secure. And when we talk about a foundation, right? If the relationship in your brain is built on a healthy foundation, then why are these insecurities happening? And if it's built on an unhealthy foundation and you're feeling this insecurity, then why haven't you communicated about it? Well, the reason why, actually, let me give you the good news and the bad news. Okay. Here's the bad news. The bad news is, it has nothing to do with the other person. Yes, they might be doing things that you don't like or you don't appreciate or you think are causing you pain. But the bad news is it has nothing to do with them. Here is the awesome news. Here is the good news. It has everything, absolutely everything to do with you. And what we're about to discuss right now about how to deal with insecurities can not only change the way that you view this relationship, but primarily the relationship that you view about yourself and how that affects and impacts all the relationships that you have around you. All right. So let's delve into the insecurities and let's diagnose where it started. Let's go back. I don't want to go back in time to when you were born, although that might be good for another topic, but let's talk about this specific relationship. Okay? When you were prospecting, right? The very, very initial phase, when you were prospecting and you found this other person, were you confident about whom you are? Were you confident about what you wanted in a relationship? And this is the most important question. Did you accept yourself in every fiber of your being? Now, most of you will say no, right? Because not all of us have that sense of self-confidence and self-belief. But if the percentages were high and you can say to me honestly, "Yes, I did." That's great. That's awesome. If you answered no, which is how most of us would respond, also good news. You started this relationship from a place of fear, from a place of I'm going to go into the world of dating with the mind frame of I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get hurt. That's fear based, right? I don't want to get hurt, which by the way, again, is very, very normal in the world of dating and relationships. And that's how you have begun this specific relationship. So, what you want to do is go back to the only person whom you can change and do exactly what you needed to do, which is change the mind frame of acceptance of who you are in every fiber of your being. Now, I realize easier said than done, but that's the reason why you're having difficulties now in this relationship communicating with the other person and telling them how you feel because of that initial insecurity that you had within yourself. Got me? Good. Let's go to the dating phase. All right. So, you've answered that I actually was cool in the prospecting phase. I had very good percentages in terms of my own self confidence. And after a few dates of being with this person, I started to feel insecure. Okay. Now, what did you start to feel insecure about? Let's go back. Was it about them? They were saying things that you didn't like, some of their behaviors you were questioning in your brain, and you were confused about certain things, right? That's about them. Or you had insecurities about yourself that popped up, which we talked about. This is too good to be true. I always get hurt. I am not good enough for this person, or this person is beneath me, right? If it's about the other person and you didn't discuss it with this person, you didn't discuss it with them at that point in the dating phase, and you didn't bring it up, which means you didn't communicate the common advice. So the insecurity stays within. And what's the reason why you didn't bring it up then? You didn't bring it up then, even though there were things that popped up that made you feel insecure with them, where you were concerned, I don't want to lose something good. I have a fear, it's underlying, which is the fear of rejection. I don't want to lose something that has the potential for being good. And since my brain is attracted to this person on both levels, on the physical level, on the emotional level, spiritual, whatever level you're attracted to on this person, you overlooked it, and that creates more insecurity. So right then and there in the dating phase is where you did not bring it up because of the fear of rejection. And that's why you didn't communicate it. So it has to do with you. And if the insecurities came up in the dating phase and they are internal, which is, I can't believe this person is still spending time with me, or I don't really know, this person doesn't make as much money as I would like them to make, and I'm not good enough, or there's not enough of this. What will happen if this happens, right? This and that. Then again, the problem is you. Now, I don't view you as a problem. Okay. But what's great about it is that's someone you can work on. And once you work on that, then you gain that confidence to be able to say, oh, okay, I'm going to have that communication with this person and discuss what it is that I'm concerned about or that I'm confused about. Now we get to the fun part, which is how to deal with insecurities in a relationship itself. But do you see how important it is to have gone through those foundations of the prospecting and the dating phase? You have to see where this is really coming from in order to fix and I don't even like calling it a problem, but this challenge that you're faced with. Okay. So let's ask the question again. If in the prospecting phase, you were confident, and in the dating phase, you were confident, but now we're in the relationship phase and things are popping up. Okay. But if your insecurities about them or you were in the prospecting or in the dating phases, then again, good news, you work on yourself. Same thing here. You're in the relationship. Things have come up about this person now that you're learning where you're questioning, are there trust issues? Are there cheating issues? I've learned new opinions that this person has, values that they have that I don't agree with, that I don't like. Well, can you communicate them with this other person? If so, no insecurities because you're going to have a communication. You're going to be forthright. You're not going to yell or scream. You're just going to ask questions to learn, just like you would. But if you don't feel confident enough to do it, then again, the great news here is that it has nothing to do with them. The work is within yourself, which you have control over. You don't have control over another person's opinions, values, the way that they act, the way that they feel. You never do. Sometimes it's we're barely able to have that self control. But now, if you're feeling that massive fear of, oh my gosh, if I tell this person what my concerns are, then they're going to leave me, then we need to have one word that we must do for ourselves, and that is acceptance. That is acceptance. Accept ourselves for all who we are. Now, that doesn't mean defeat. And that doesn't mean, well, what are you telling me? So I have to accept myself that I have, I'm bald and therefore, I can't be in a healthy relationship. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too this. I have that. I don't have enough of this. Or I do have enough of that. Or how could they do this to me? And if they do this to me, then that means that they're eventually going to do it to me. And just like the other person did it to me. So now that this person, here's what I mean by acceptance. When you fully accept and love yourself for all whom you are, you understand that it is a privilege to spend time with you, not from a place of haughtiness, but that you are incredible and you deserve incredible. That's where you do the work. And that's everything I've dedicated my life to, and specifically my program, Find the Right One, which is what we discuss. Okay. Once you fully are able to embrace that and overcome that massive fear of rejection, then you have the conversation at any stage in the prospecting, in the dating, and especially in the relationship. And that is the way to not only deal, but to rearrange the foundation where it's not sand, but it's solid. It is completely solid. Hope this was helpful. Have an awesome day.